If the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Abraham Maslow. What Maslow meant by the hammer is the power of education. Education has the power to solve most problems in the world today. Part of our duty towards our society is increasing the sharing of knowledge that we have learned, experienced, or collected. Aspire is a new dialogue program that invites guests from various educational backgrounds who kindly share their stories and advice to help our new generations to live a good life. Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and world better than you found it. Marion Wright Edelman. It is highly appreciated that we have speakers who want to increase the knowledge of parents in order to ensure that our kids grow up in a safe environment. As well as educating youth, increasing the knowledge of parents is one of the best ways to ensure that our kids grow up in a safe environment. This program discusses issues that are important for people in various fields of interest. Aspire is presented by doctoral student Madi Alakloubi.
Please give me a special welcome to special guest tonight. Dr. Ajarini, I'm glad to host you to talk about higher education issues.
Thanks, Dr. Mahdi, for this invitation, and it's a big pleasure to be in your program.
So tonight we're going to talk about some higher education issues. But before that, can you tell me about yourself, experience, and what responsibilities you are handling currently?
For sure. My name is Ahmed Anjarini, and about my education, I have got my PhD degree in Business Intelligence and Information Technology in 2014. My master's degree was in Information Technology. I got it in 2009, and I got my bachelor's degree in Management Information Systems in 2006. For my work experience, I have worked with both industry and academic field. So for academic field, I have been teaching since 2010 in 3 different continents with several universities and colleges. I have taught several topics and courses such as database design, business intelligence, artificial intelligence, data mining, decision support systems, operations management, and other subjects as well. For my work with industry, I have held some positions like data mining specialist with some DNA computing project in Asia.
Wow.
I was a business reporting officer with some multinational companies. I have held some managerial positions as well in HR and in top management in some organizations. At the same time, I have done several research in business intelligence and information technology in general. And since 2015 till now, I conduct and provide special trainings for governments and organizations to help them operating their business intelligence systems, designing these systems for them, and even building it for them as well. Currently, I'm a professor with some universities here in Canada.
Okay.
So I teach with Algonquin University, and I have some contracting teaching jobs with some other universities like Carleton from time to time. At the same time, I'm the director for Technology, which I'm the founder for. Besides that, I provide some consultancies for organizations and government in business intelligence field and information technology.
Let's start with the learning environment in universities. Every single day, the world has new technologies, software, and improvement. Do you think that educational systems are able to align with the fast improvements that we are seeing every day?
Not really. Unfortunately, from my humble point of view, I think the educational systems are quite far from the current situation in industry. I feel there is some gap between the educational systems, especially when we talk about the higher education systems, and the industry. I even feel there is no match between the improvements in the educational systems that are aligned with the improvements that we witness every day in the technology field.
So based on your teaching experience in different countries and from a professor perspective, what do you think the major limitations that we are facing in higher education systems?
I think there are several limitations that might cause this gap, and for the education systems to be somehow left behind with the revolutionary improvements that we see in the industry side. I think one of the main reasons is that the design for the educational programs themselves, whether it's a bachelor's degree programs or diploma or master's degree. So I have noticed in many times the programs are designed in a way where the courses, they are having a gaps between themselves. So you feel there is some courses that are needed to be there, or some courses are needed to be redesigned in order to match and align with what the course should benefit, with what the industries would need.
Right.
So this is one of the reasons. Another reason is, or another factor, let's say, for the courses themselves, they are relying on textbooks that I think they are not well written for students.
Yeah.
So many times we see these textbooks, they are lacking for good organization in the topics. So you can see a lot of times there is a lot of mix up between the chapters. And another limitation I find there is the lack of details and the gap between the topics in the same chapter. I'll give you an example. One of the courses that I've been teaching for more than 10 years is database design. Sometimes they call it database fundamentals. And when I go through several books there, it doesn't, like you see the title of the book is database design or principles of database design. And when you go through the book or the chapter that talks about this topic, you find there is a lack of details and the gap between topics. So for example, they will give you the 3 main steps to design the database. But they, like these steps, they are very general steps, high level steps, but they doesn't give you the details required for these 3 main steps to be achieved.
To connect them?
Exactly, exactly. So a lot of times the students will go to the book, they will find, these are the 3 main steps, but how to achieve these steps? Sometimes you can find the book is 600 pages or 700 pages, and it goes around talking about these 3 points, but it doesn't give a clear explanation how we can achieve those 3 big steps. So that's the other point, which is lacking for the details necessary for the students to know how to achieve that topic. So I feel it's good for people who have experience in the field, for people who have worked in the field before, but for a student who is a beginner, who is not supposed to have a knowledge or practical experience in the field, this book will be difficult for them to understand, and sometimes even it could be so confusing. One more limitation is the lack for practical part in these textbooks or in these courses. So actually when I talk about the textbooks, I'm talking about the course itself. Why? Because the course is based on the book and using the book for the course. So a lot of times you can find the book 90% of it is theories, and the practical part are little parts, and even sometimes the practical parts, they touch on the easy stuff, on the very general stuff. But when it goes to the detailed theories they are talking about, it doesn't really reflect, or it doesn't really have a practical examples, a practical projects or demos or labs in the book that can help to understand those concepts. It's like you are teaching how to drive a car, but by text and pen and paper,
Yes.
which at the end of the day might not be
Right.
very helpful. Now, another issue I might find it there in textbooks, they are developed sometimes by many authors. So each chapter is developed by some different author. And I feel sometimes having this will cause a problem with consistency between the chapters. So you can find sometimes the book is about one subject, but each chapter in the book is talking about different world.
Yeah. I think the point is that universities need more adoption of new technology and academic governance models that align a human intelligence. And talking about intelligence, you teach business intelligence in colleges now. As an expert, can you tell us what business intelligence is?
For sure. So, if I want to define business intelligence in easy terms, I would explain business intelligence as the knowledge, as the technology or the process that can help us to have the most out of the data that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And how's that? This could happen by many ways. Some of it, for example, is having an automated report, whether it's a tabular reports or figures or diagrams, charts, indicators that are connected with the data in the data sources. So once these data get changed with daily transactions or for whatever reason, the report will be reflected and updated as well. A good example of business intelligence would be the dashboard in the car. Now assume, Dr. Mahdi, you are driving a car from Ottawa City to Toronto City. It's about 400 kilometers drive, right? And assume in this trip, the dashboard in the car is not working.
Wow.
Are you going to enjoy the drive?
No.
Not really, right?
Yeah.
And why is that? It's because there is some high level of uncertainty about the situation that you are in. You are not certain about the speed of the car. You are not certain about the temperature level for the car, the level of the gas. And this could result in many decisions. Some of it is not necessary, you don't need to take them, and you might take them.
Yes.
And you might come through some situation where, for example, the temperature of the car could get high, and you will not stop because you won't know, you are unable to know that the temperature is high, and this could cause a serious problem to the car. So from this example, we could see how the lack of information could lead us to some not necessary decisions that we might take them, and some necessary, very necessary decisions that we might not be able to take them because of the lack of information.
Right.
Business intelligence to the companies, to the organizations, to the governments is like the dashboard to the driver.
Yeah. So how do you think governments, companies, and organizations can benefit from business intelligence?
Actually, they can benefit from them in many ways. One of the ways is to get the information that they need. They can get it available with business intelligence systems. Nowadays, regardless what organizations they use for their information systems or computing systems, whether it's Microsoft or Oracle or SAP, those systems usually they come with reports that are designed general for organizations, but not particular for each organization. So organizations with business intelligence, they can get the reports or the information that's not really there in the information system they use. And again, why is that? Because the reports that we find in information systems, many times they are general, and each company or organization or government, they handle things differently. They have their own nature, their own characteristics and ways of doing things. So they run the business in different way. They have different processes to do the job. They deal different with their employees or with their citizens, and so on. So even the way they calculate things, they calculate commissions, salaries, and so on, is different from organization to organization, and that needs more reportings. So business intelligence can help organizations to have those missing reports, or even the reports that are there, but not in the format that they need. And by that, the organizations will be able to have way much more clear idea about their business, about their status in the business, and that could lead them to have more correct decisions. Again, it's like the example of the driver who have a dashboard or full dashboard, and the driver who doesn't have it. And that's why a lot of time they call business intelligence systems, they call it dashboarding systems. So I think this is one of the main ways how governments or organizations, they can make a big use of business intelligence. There are many other ways of benefit, but I think this is the main.
Yes. So business intelligence can help business to take fast actions and make good decisions in a crisis, as example. What kind of data is important for BI software?
Great question. First, thanks Dr. Mahdi for the way that you put that question. And you mentioned that important part actually about business intelligence. So one of the greatest advantages and characteristics of business intelligence systems is that they help to take decisions when changes happens externally or internally. So with business intelligence systems, it helps us to see things in much more clear way, which can help us to take more wise decisions and informed decisions. So now when we come to the data, what kind of data it's important to have in business intelligence systems, that depends on what do we need to have out of the system, what kind of information we need to have out of the system. So for example, when we look to huge companies in the world like Amazon or Alibaba or these e-commerce organizations that do transactions of millions of dollars every day. So when we look at them, we can see they try to gather data about purchases, category of products, even the detailed types of products, locations, demographic information, and that could help them a lot to do analytics on that, and then can help them in many things. One of them is resuggesting products and services to people, and that itself have maximized the sales of those companies many times. When we come to government or let's say health sector, again it depends on what's the something that they see is important for them. So for government, they might look for plans to improve society or to improve the education of the country, or to improve the economy, or to study people's behavior, how they spend their money, how they have the action when they want to have a good time in a tourism for the country, let's say. So each goal or each important thing needs its data to be gathered, and that's why a lot of time when we build business intelligence systems for companies or design business intelligence systems for companies, we tell them what are the important things for you, what are your vision, what are your mission in the company, what are the things that you want to achieve, and from there we can see what kind of data they need, and we make sure this data is available there in the data stores they have.
Wow, it is such an important field. But how do you think the students or people in governments or organization can learn this field?
This field it's actually a new field, and thanks for this question. Actually, this field a lot of times it's kind of a challenge to learn it. Why? Because it's a new, and the expertise in this field is not as much as the expertise in, let's say, the fields that have been there for quite long time in the market, like programming and other disciplines. So I think one of the very good ways to learn business intelligence systems is to go to the smaller parts of it. So one very important, essential part of business intelligence systems is to have a solid understanding for databases, and then having a very good understanding for data retrieval and extraction, and then having some knowledge in data analytics, and then after that having a very clear idea what are the main phases for business intelligence, how they work with each other, and then how to use the software or programs there for business intelligence in order to get the products of business intelligence ready.
As you mentioned, Dr. Ajarini, in the beginning, that technology which you are managing offers business intelligence service and educational service. Can you tell us more about it?
For sure. So in technology, actually, there are many things we offer there. One of the main things we offer is educational services. So we have an educational programs for business intelligence, but the good thing about it, it's designed to help people who have no any background, no any experience in technology. So we have those courses that can teach people from scratch about business intelligence systems, and that could satisfy a lot of the demands for governments or for organizations. Why? A lot of time they want the people who do the business intelligence for them is the people from their government or people from their company. So in our education system, we can take them from zero even if they don't have any technical background. And at the same time, we provide not one course, we provide several courses in order to let them reach to the final level with ease and right flow between topics. At the same time, we have other courses in security field. So we have courses in cybersecurity, in information security, in quality management, and even in other fields. And not just that, we help to have the courses of ISO in information security, cybersecurity, quality management. Recently, we had a partnership with PECB. PECB is one of the certification bodies in the world to give a certification for information security, cybersecurity, quality management, and many other fields. So now we can help people to study those fields, take the exams in them, and then be worldwide certified people in these fields.
Can you do it online or just in person?
Great question. So for all the courses, we offer them face-to-face, we offer them online, and at the same time, some of the courses we offer them even a self-study for people who are finding difficulty to find the time to go for online course or face-to-face course.
Wow, Dr. Angelini, that's good job. So you have been a professor since 2010 and you have amazing experience in universities. What is the message that you would like to send to your students if they are watching us tonight?
There are a couple of advices I would like to advise the students about them, and I was hoping if in my time when I was a student someone could give me those advices. First thing, In information technology, I mean in education in general and in information technology in particular, try to learn something about everything, but try to learn everything about something that you like and you love. Because this time is the time of specialization.